So welcome to Swiss Esports Arena episode 6. Today I'm joined by Dao of PriFu and Schoebi of Sparx. And today we will talk about the Swisscom Hero League semifinals and a lot more. This episode has a very clear structure. I hope it works out fine. So at the start we will talk about Kings. We will make an introduction for Kings and Red Instinct. After that we will compare Red Instinct and Kings. Then the first semifinals, mYinsanity versus Red Instinct. Then Kings versus JerseyBoys, and at the end we will talk a little bit about Dao and Schoebi. So thank you for being here, my boys.
Thank you for having us here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So first of all, Kings. So they are the best team currently, I would say. They went 14-0. What makes them so strong? Are they just the 5 best players in terms of shooting heads, or are they also a very good team? What makes them so good?
I guess I'll start. Well, first of all, they were very dominant in the past few seasons, but without Regon, and with Regon, of course, it's over. Can't win. Yeah, it was expected, I guess. Because what I found confusing is that sometimes Regon played and sometimes he didn't. Like against Rins, he didn't play, but against us, he played. It's like, okay, yeah. But yeah, they have always been playing together, and I guess it was very expected.
Schoebi, what would you say?
I mean, since I can remember, Kings, they always had insanely talented players on the roster. Like, don't think they ever like really pranked or something. They only did this team to play in leagues or tournaments. And yeah, I mean, as Dao just said, they have a very, very strong team without Regon, and with him, yeah, it's a pretty tough nut to crack, I guess. But yeah, they're just insanely talented in shooting hands, as you just said, and in overall, they're just pretty decent players.
I think it's pretty funny that they played against the second best team without Regon and still won. I think that's pretty scary for the other teams. So, but would you have thought that they would go 14-0? Like they won every single game. Was that expected? Did you think they were this good?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah,
you did?
kinda. But no front to anyone, but I thought Rins would keep up better. But I guess like they had worse players than last season, or like different players, and of course Maniac didn't play, which I think is a big part. But yeah, I thought some teams would hold up a little better and that they wouldn't go 14-0, but it's no surprise.
Yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, it's still Counter-Strike. I mean, if you have an insanely bad day and the other team has an insanely good day, you can still pull out an insane win. I thought maybe Rins could win against them. I mean, that was like my last hope. And of course, we hoped that we would get at least one map off of them. But yeah, it's not really a big surprise that they went 14-0.
Okay, so next up we will look at the games that you played against them. So first of all, Sparx, you lost 2-0, 16-9 on Dust and 16-7 on Mirage. What can you take away from those games? What were your problems against them? Did they just kill you, or what were the problems? If you remember,
I mean,
even.
Yeah, I definitely remember. I remember this Brett that we got from them. I mean, we are a team that kind of struggles with like early aggression, and Kings was definitely one of the most aggressive teams I've ever played against. I mean, I don't think there ever was a round where they didn't stop pressing W and just ran out straight mid B A. It didn't matter. They just ran out, got 2 or 3 entries, and the round was basically over. Like this level of aggression, I've really rarely seen before.
So
That's
even on
just,
CT side.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Okay.
they pushed everywhere. If you didn't held every single corner in every round, there was always one guy flanking somewhere. Like it's a real pain in the bottom.
I think when you have the level of skill that Kings player have, like you don't have to have, you know, like 4 or 5 of 5 players are better than the best player on the other team. Like you can just, why should you not push? Like, yeah, you may die, but maybe you take 2 of you with you. And our game, I remember first map was just 2. I got a 4K in the pistol. We won the pistol, the first one on T side, and like we forced. I had like AK. We had like 2 AKs. They had 5 deagles. I just won, just because, just like bam, you're dead. Yeah, you sometimes you just can't do shit.
So
Which
both
I
of
think is
no, go on.
no, sorry.
No, go on, go.
Yeah, I think yeah, sometimes skill always beats practice, I guess, or not always, but in
Many
that
times.
in that level of skill, I guess.
But the rounds you won, did you have some very good tactics to beat them, or did you just have a round where you shot the heads better?
I think we lost like 16-6.
Yeah, 16-6 on Dust and 16-12 on Inferno.
I remember I watched the demo like 2 or 3 days ago, but like 2 rounds we won. One was a pistol where I got a 4K. The other one was we won through Nirmo. You got a 1v4. Quite insane. But just in general, it's not about strats. You either like you can have a good strat but still lose because they just out aim you.
Yeah.
Like you can outplay them but they still out aim you.
Yeah, like for my experience at least, what makes games like these winnable if you play like against really, really stronger teams is just their level of arrogance, I guess. They just sometimes do very, very aggressive solo plays where their teammates can't support them at all. Many times it works. They get like 2 or 3 players, but like sometimes you just get like a little bit ahead of them, and with such, I guess, aggressions that you can exploit, you can get a chance to get a round win. But if they would play every round extremely safe and just defensive, it would definitely be even more tougher.
Like if they don't take you serious, it's hard. But if they take you serious, it's even harder.
Yeah, exactly.
Even almost impossible, you would say.
Yes.
Nothing is impossible.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion.
Yeah, nothing is impossible, but
it's still Counter-Strike. I mean, you can have, I don't know, like 16 extremely lucky rounds and you still get the win. I mean, it's not impossible, not entirely, but when we were playing against him, I mean, 6-9 and 6-7, it's not the best score line, but at the same time, there were like many, many rounds that we could have won. It could have been much closer. So, I mean, yeah, it's possible. Nothing is lost until it's lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to hear that. So let's go to Red Instinct. What makes them so strong? So they lost some players, like you said. Maniac isn't playing anymore. What makes them so strong?
Same as Kings.
Just
strong
the same.
individuals. Yeah. Strong individuals. Basically. I don't think they practice.
I think so.
I think Kings is the Swiss German, of course, Kings, and like Rins is the French, Swiss French Kings, basically. Just strong individuals, no practice, just play. Because that is how you can win this in the Swiss scene, because we don't have that high of a level of Counter-Strike
yet.
It's not like the German scene where you have to practice to be on top.
So, but did you think they would go? So 12-2, I think that was unexpected, right? You thought you could take away some games from them, right? Like you thought they would be worse than last season, so.
Yeah, we lost 16-14 on overpass against them. Quite heartbreaking because we like threw the last 2 rounds. But no, we thought we could take 1 or 2 maps, but in the end we couldn't. We're really close games, and I think we can take a lot away from it.
So the problems were the same like against Kings. You just got out-aimed.
Not as much. Not as much. I think the players aren't as good because, of course, like you don't have an FPL player there, or like not a Maniac or something, but they are still very, very good. Like I think they had I'm not sure who it is of the players, but they have one player who played like with some XG or like with Jax from G2 or something.
Xreal, I think.
No, not X, like a French guy. I thought.
Yeah.
One of their French players.
I only not like. I think Xreal played with Sixer once. Not entirely sure about that, but yeah, like an ex-professional player.
But I think Schoebi, you can say a lot more about your games against Red Instinct, because you lost really, yeah, sadly. Like you lost 19-16 on Inferno and 16-14 on Dust. So very, very close games. Like the rankings would be completely different if you would have won both of them. So what can you say
Yeah,
about those games? Maybe first
Like,
Inferno, if there's a lot to say, and then go over to Dust.
the games were pretty heartbreaking, I guess. I mean, especially on Inferno, we had a kind of a big lead. I mean, big compared to what the game actually was. I think at one point it was 14-10 for us.
mm.
And like at those kind
Ah,
of games, you just know in the back of your head, like you can't even get a safe thought. Like it's still losable. Just keep your head in the game. It's not won yet, but still at the same time, you just get really hyped and like yeah, we're going to get a map win, and yeah, I don't know, emotions come up, and I think that's where the problems kind of started. We just couldn't close out the game because
mm,
I don't even really have an explanation for it. It was just like individual mistakes, like peaks that shouldn't have been done, plays that shouldn't have been done, especially when you're in the advantage. Like we struggle with that a lot. Like let's say it's a 5v3 and someone still, I don't know, gets the idea that he should take a part of the map, like a little bit of map control, and yeah, like two guys go in, they just stand around the corner, they get the two entries, and then they just have a side.
mm,
Stuff like this happen extremely lot. Um, it's not just individual mistakes from us. As Dao said as well, they just have really talented players and they will exploit every single flaw that you have. So yeah, Inferno was a brutal game. But I don't even really remember like big mistakes that we did. It was just the tiny ones that cost us the map.
mm.
And on those two, I mean, we still had the same mentality as on Inferno, and we had the lead as well. I mean, it was like 13-10-ish, like in this region, and we still managed to just choke at a certain point, and we just couldn't close out the map. It's just we had the lead, we started choking, we didn't get like a single map or just like maybe a round, I mean, or like maybe one, and yeah, we just bit our teeth out. I don't know how or why, but that's Counter-Strike.
It's
Yep,
yeah,
that
that's
sums it
pretty
up.
heartbreaking, I would say. But hey,
Yeah.
you almost won a map against the second best team in the league, who only lost to Kings. So how did you do that? How did you even get to 14 rounds if they are the Romandie Kings?
Um,
Did
I
you
mean,
have
on
some
Inferno,
tactics prepared, or are you just Inferno Kings? Or
Inferno was like the second time we had to use a stand-in, because Erkon, what did he have? He had an appointment in school because of his kid, so he really couldn't be here. So we played with our, what is he? Ukrainian stand-in, Shinigami, and he loves Inferno. It's his absolute favorite map and his best map to play, which was kind of lucky for us. And he definitely made the game possible. He entered like insanely. His clutches were really on point, and that's how we kind of got there. On Dust 2, we played with Erkon, and yeah, I really don't know what happened there. Like as I said before, um, Red Instinct is also a team that kind of sometimes does a little bit of yeah, how can I say it? Um, Aggressive plays that they really shouldn't do, and you can just exploit that. I mean, especially if you're an A player on Dust 2, a CT side, there were many times where they just walked out without a flash, without a smoke, without support, because they just thought that they could get the guy playing long, stuff like this. And yeah, I think that's how we got so close. I mean, but
so
at the same time, we took a lot of time to get strats on Inferno and on Dust 2, and like
Mm.
to just try to play together as a team and not just as a puck mix or something like that. So there was also a lot of time invested.
okay, and it almost worked out. Maybe it will work out in the next season.
Maybe.
Yeah, I hope. So now we got the preview of Kings and of Red Instinct. Now in a head-to-head, who would win of them? Now, who would win?
Kings,
Wait,
Kings, obvious.
obviously that's it. That's the answer.
Yeah,
Reasoning they
like
are just better individually.
if Kings think they might, or like Rins might have a chance of beating them. They're just gonna play with Recon. That's the smartest thing to do. Play with Recon and you're safe. No, I'm serious. Play with Recon and you're safe.
That's it.
Like
Then you won. That's the Joker.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
I mean, I really can't remember a single time where Regon played in a Swiss game where he lost. I mean, it could be possible. I'm not like that informed. I didn't watch every single game that he played, but at least when I played against him or a friend played against him, they always lost.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to praise him too much, or like I don't know, fear him too much, but he's a really good player. I mean,
he is what he is.
You
You
can't
can't take
just
it away.
you can't just win the FACEIT Pro League 2 times, I think.
Yeah.
When you're a bad player, that's not possible.
And
I
I think
mean,
like not taking away any props of the other players. Like they had Merizinho on
definitely.
Dust versus us. Like he was also demolishing us. Like, Regon and him were just demolishing us. And
Yeah, I mean, it's just not the Recon. Like every member of the team is just individually extremely skilled. Definitely the best players in Switzerland. But if they have the best player from Switzerland as well, it's just tough. I mean, you can prac as much as you want as a Swiss team. You just don't really have the chances. Because I mean, I can't stay at home through the whole week. I still gotta work. And I can't just play Counter-Strike every day. And a person who can play Counter-Strike every day just has the edge over you. It's just, that's how it is.
So
like
that
Regon was, I just saw like him putting in the hours. Like yesterday 8 a.m. he was streaming. Yes, the day before that 8 a.m. he was streaming Deathmatch again. He's just putting in the hour because he has the time to do it. And that is an extremely different to like here in the Swiss scene, right? We don't have that high level of Counter-Strike. I'm gonna say it always, like if you compare it to Germany, we're nowhere. And that's why that's why some of the players of Kings were or are playing in like Div 2 German teams or Div 1, whatever. And now imagine if they would still play with Mali. Mali, Regon, Merizinho, Zed, whatever, Alex. You wouldn't have a chance. Like
So
then, like
let me change up the question, okay? So season 4 Red Instinct, they would get their asses clapped. But what about season 3 Red Instinct? Would they have a chance? Like they won against Kings, I think, last season.
I think so, yeah. They won back-to-back Swisscom Hero League, I thought.
Yeah, and Kings even lost to Casa de Papel, so they can be beaten. So would Red Instinct season 3 win against?
Not with this roster.
Would they
with
win?
the old roster? Yeah, maybe, because that was like before the whole Valorant thing and like people leaving for Valorant. What was the old roster of Red Instinct? Was it Maniac?
Maniac,
Maniac,
played,
Dexam, I think.
And
Alex,
yeah, just
I think.
yeah, Alex and
The last
some other guy.
last player I can't remember.
Dance? Wasn't it Dance?
Mm,
No.
He was silent, I
yeah,
think.
I really don't remember.
Kramse?
I have to
No,
side
Kramse
open,
played.
but I can't find the
Yeah.
matches.
I can't decide. But maybe with Maniac again, yeah, maybe you would have better chances, definitely. But like if Kings would like make their ultimate roster with all the player that they had, like Mali, Regon, I think Nikista is quite a good player as well. I don't know. Maybe, but probably not.
But they lost in season 3, so hey, they are beatable. So
Definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, what really was a challenge for us as well was the whole voting or veto system for the maps that you
Don't
actually
even
have to play.
start.
I mean,
oh god.
I mean, I don't really know what last season was like, but I mean, every single time I played a league, a tournament, a LAN, whatever, there was a voting system, and suddenly you have to list up your best to worst maps, and the admins make something out of it, and they decide what map gets to be played. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of the most stupid thing I've ever heard. I mean, it's just completely.
I think the
pointless.
best point that Emma brought up, or Emma Trion brought up, was that you can pick the map the enemy bans. you can put their number 7 as your number 1, and that is the problem. You can't pick a map that's banned. You can't waste your best pick on a map that's banned. And that I think is the best point. Because like if overpass is banned, we can't pick it, right? But here, if we have overpass on our number 1 and they put it on their number 7, we just wasted our best pick. And I think that is quite a flaw in the system.
Yeah, we can talk about the map system at the end if you want to. If you want to say something about it, because I hear you don't like it as well, like my other guests, Sematrian and
no one likes it.
Rittersport.
No one likes it. Yeah, like I can basically guarantee you'll find no Counter-Strike player who will tell you, yeah, that's a great system, we should implement it everywhere.
Hey, I don't like it as well, and I'm not even a Counter-Strike player. Like, it's bullshit. But yeah, let's talk about it at the end. So now the first semifinals would be mYinsanity versus Red Instinct. I'm really hyped to talk about it because there are some storylines, actually storylines that make it more interesting to watch. We have Linex, he got knocked out by Red Instinct in Season 2, knocked out by Red Instinct in Season 3, and now he wants to get his revenge. And the other storyline would be Red Instinct has won 2 titles in a row. They want to get their back-to-back-to-back title. In this season, myi lost twice to Red Instinct, 16-8 both times, not even double digits on Overpass and Mirage, so they got clapped pretty hard by Red Instinct. So Red Instinct are the favorites, right? For sure.
Against mYinsanity, I would say yeah.
I mean, on paper, maybe. Or no, like, yes, they definitely are the favorite if you would count everything in. But at the same time, I'm a big fan of the mYinsanity roster.
Same.
I know the players, and I'm pretty sure that they're the same, like as me or my team. When it's like when you really have to win, the pressure is up. You definitely don't do like silly mistakes as you usually would do if it's just like it's kind of important game. Like if you really know, if you lose this, it's done. It's always a different mindset, and Chris is an insanely talented player, and he can definitely carry alone. Like he can win a game for themselves. So yes, Red Instinct are the favorites, but I'm definitely rooting for mYinsanity.
Yeah, so Red Instinct just are the favorites because individuality. That's it. Again.
Like overall, I guess. Like
if you look at the big picture, they are.
Yeah, I mean, as Dao said before, in Switzerland, skill beats team. Like in the most cases, if you just have a mix out of insanely talented players, you will basically beat every team that's like really tries to implement team play. But I really think that Red Instinct is beatable, like at least more compared to KINGZZZ. So let's see what happens.
Like I asked you what? Oh no, okay, Dao.
Can I?
Yeah, say yes. Okay. Sorry.
For me, for me it was. I think mYinsanity is a good team. I always see them putting in hours. Like they are putting in straight hours. Like when I look in my friend list, I see Linux playing every time. I see Opti playing with him, and I think I respect that. I know they put in the hours because they like it. They like to play the game. They want to put in the hours, and of course we won versus them on Overpass as well. We won 16-7. But I think they didn't give their best because they know they qualified for the playoffs.
I don't think they were. Or
no,
were
they were.
They were.
After they won the first map, I think they knew they were qualified.
Okay.
And that's why I think like there wasn't a lot of resistance on Overpass, but I don't think they gave their best. But in general, I have big respect for them. I know they put in the hours. I know they love to play together and they love playing this game as a sport. And I'm cheering for them as well.
Yeah, I'm also cheering for them. And because of that, I will ask the question in another way. So for myi to win, what has to happen? I think they will have the playoff buff because Red Instinct, like you said, we don't know for sure, but let's think they are a team that isn't practicing. And mYinsanity is for sure a team that is practicing, even as a team. And that will make them better in the playoffs than during the regular season. So maybe they can win, but what has to happen? Do they need the better veto or... what can you say?
I think... Well, when they're putting in the hours, when they're putting in the practice, I think the IGL has to make the right decisions, and they have to step up individually. Like not only like get 1 kill, entry on the side, then die. Like get 2, maybe. That's a stupid example, but like have good calls by the IGL and step up individually, and then I think it is very possible for them.
JB, what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that much to add. Like what can really kill games, for example, is also like a certain level of tilt. Like what I really, really, really can't have, when you get a player which is like always when he dies, like stuff like this. It's not really something like screaming around, raging and cursing and whatever, but like those kind of stuff that really pisses me off, and it can really lower the morale of a team when someone or like even multiple people always go like oh and oh my god and stuff like this. So they just really have to step up individually. They just have to be on point. Their calls have to be on point. They just have to hype themselves through, have a good time, and yeah, I think that's how they can win.
So another question about mYinsanity. They are the team that is practicing the most, I think. So are they the best team tactically in Switzerland?
I think Frackbox is also quite good. I think they're
Really?
I'm not sure if they are. Like I don't have anyone from them in the friend list, but I think they are also putting in the hours and like practicing a lot, I think.
So in the last video I did with Rittersport, he said they don't practice at all. So
really?
Yeah, they don't.
I thought they did, but
they could still be good tactically. So yeah.
Yeah, but I guess like Ritter said, he was doing mid round and Namex was doing early.
It's something along
quite
the lines
insane
of
for me because at the level of that Namex is performing, like he's properly like he's always on the top, and that's an IGL I really respect. If he does early round calls, okay. If we would do mid round as well, I guess he would step a little bit down, but with still doing early round calls and like performing on that level, props out.
Schoebi, do you think mYinsanity is the best team tactically? By playing against them?
I don't really have the the best insight in that kind of thing. It's pretty tough to really like know if the enemy is really playing tactical or not. When we played against mYinsanity, we won 2-0, and I really think we just caught them off on a bad day. But like generally, I couldn't really say that they're the strongest, like tactical wise. I mean, it's enough that you have like one really experienced player, like as an IGL, who can just turn the tables really good. So I wouldn't say that they're the best team tactically, but they're one of the better.
So the final prediction and score for mYinsanity versus Red Instinct is Dao? Or wait. Before I ask you that, you are both cheering for MYI, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Both of you give the MYI boys a little pep talk. Give them some motivation. I think that could be cool. Sure, you can start. You seem very motivated about that.
I do? Oh shit. Oh.
Be Zidane. Be I don't know who. Be Phil Jackson. Give them the talk.
I mean, it would be much better if I could in Swiss German, but
no English.
MYI squad, you got this. I believe in you. Just forget everything that happened. You can win against them. You have my ginger energy. Let's go.
Good. Thank you a lot.
Dao? Strix, I know you can do it. Get out that P90 and fuck him in the ass.
Yeah, that's
because he did
show.
that on Switzerland. I know he like they were full trolling against us.
Yeah, fits.
Like, they got out the P90 and the dualies and everything.
Yeah, I will just say, hey, Linux, I believe in you. You were on my show, so you have to be cool. So yeah, good luck. And yeah, now the final prediction. Dao?
2-1 for mYinsanity.
Yes.
Yeah, same.
Well, that's what I like to hear. I think pretty biased on paper, but hey, that's what I like to hear. 2-1 mYinsanity. I say the same.
Take my energy.
Okay, so let's go over to the next semifinals. Kings versus JerseyBoys. And unfortunately, there are no real storylines. I would say the only storylines is, yeah, Kings won their first Swisscom Hero League title, and they deserve it. In some kind of way, they were 14-0. Yeah, Kings is the favorite. And why? If I ask you why, you will just say they are better individually, and that's it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we played against JerseyBoys,
Yeah.
like in the semifinals already. We lost there. And I mean, even though the score line was pretty clear that we lost, the game itself was actually pretty close. Like there were so many 1v1s that we lost. So the scoreboard doesn't really say that much in my opinion. But against Kings, it really doesn't matter. Like not in this situation. I mean, they're definitely a strong team. They did the best out of it, but I think at this point it's over for them.
Dao?
Yeah, for me, by the way, I have to add a correction. I said we lost 16-14 against Rins, but we lost 16-30.
Yeah, I
that.
could have said that, but I thought, hey, I won't say it.
I guess if Kings run into the wrong map of JerseyBoys, I guess could be quite close. Or like if on a good map of JerseyBoys, I could be quite close. I know some of their maps are quite strong. But yeah, for me, also clear favorite Kings, of course, because they're good on every map, I think. But yeah, I think either 2-0 or 2-1.
So for the JerseyBoys to win, what would have to happen? I think Imatrion, by talking to him, he's very motivated. He has that big brain. He has a lot of ideas, I'm sure. So for them to win, maybe he gets a 140 IQ strat, or maybe a map where individuality isn't as important as on other maps, like maybe Train instead of Dust. What would have to happen for JerseyBoys to win? Magic,
I mean,
or...
I definitely respect the Material for his big brain and his like 1000 IQ plays. You can't deny that. So as I just said before, I mean, if you just have one really talented leader in your game, it can really like, how do you call it? Like turn the tables or something like this. And if they just all play their game, if they all hit their shots and the Material comes like every round with a sick call, I mean, it's possible, but I still think it's more of a King's win.
Yeah, I think if like if it ends up on Train, like Train is JerseyBoys are very strong on Train. Like it was their best map in the last Isaiah season. With don't think they lost it once. But I think if Kings walks into the wrong maps, or yeah, of course Emma, really good IGL, good player individually, like everything can happen, I guess. But I still think Kings is gonna close it out.
So I don't know if we can do it, but if we would go through the vetoes, what would the vetoes be like? Do you think Kings would just ban Train first? No idea? If not, then we don't have to do it.
It could. No, like I don't think Kings played Train once this season.
Yeah, they should just ban it because it's the best map of the other team, I think.
Yeah, like, but I don't think Kings cares about that.
Yeah, I mean, Train.
Yeah, maybe they care because it's the playoffs.
Yeah, but... I mean, still, like Train is one of those maps I never played when I play Face It. Never. Only when I'm in a full stack. Because Train is this kind of map where it's enough when one player on the enemy team just does stupid stuff, and your team doesn't react to it, and you can lose so fast. Like it's a real tactical map, and especially if it's their favorite map, it wouldn't be the smartest thing for Kings to really like take this risk, especially like in the playoffs. But at the same time, I don't know how much it could hurt them. So, yeah.
Well, I guess you can see it. The whole season they didn't play Train once, or Kings didn't play Train once. So I think it's either the number 7 or the number 6, and yeah, I don't think it's gonna end up.
Maybe if Train gets banned for the JerseyBoys, they would pick maybe Inferno, because the worst win 16-12 of Kings was on Inferno, so that would be the best pick if Train gets banned, I think, right? For the JerseyBoys.
Yeah, it
I
depends
mean-
on how comfortable they are on Inferno.
Yeah, that's true as well. But I think they are. I don't know.
Yeah.
What maps did
we
you play against them, Shobi?
played Mirage and Inferno against them, and we got clapped real bad on Inferno. Like, real bad. We lost 16-5. As I've said before, I don't really know if they prac and really took it seriously. But it really seems like that they like playing Inferno. So, I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to predict something like that.
Okay,
Like,
so no, okay, go on.
especially like we don't, or I guess I don't do it anymore, but I don't hang out with like players from other teams anymore. But like you don't get that insight. Like you don't really get that insight. Like you don't know how comfortable they are on what map and that map, and so I don't think you can predict a map veto, especially like the one we have now, where it's like 1-7 and done.
But for the playoffs, it's the normal veto, right?
Yeah, it's a normal veto
it's a
for
normal
the
veto?
playoffs. Yeah,
Okay, that's important
Yeah,
finally
because.
something.
So final prediction, I would go first. I root for the JerseyBoys, but I think it's 2-0 Kings. Just for the reasons you said, if they use Regon, it's 3-0, even though it's a best of 3.
I mean, I'm still rooting for JerseyBoys. I mean, we lost against them pretty good. I hope I can be a good sports with that, so I'm rooting for JerseyBoys.
But
2-1.
prediction?
2-1 for JerseyBoys.
Boah, that's very fucking biased. Okay. Okay, yeah. Let's go with that. Dao?
Yeah, I'm obviously also rooting for JerseyBoys because it's not fun rooting for the favorite.
Could you go
Yeah,
back
like,
a
that's
little
boring.
bit for the cam, Dao? So we can see you a little bit more? Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm also rooting for the JerseyBoys, of course. My boy Emma. But yeah, I'm gonna say 2-0
Kings.
for King.
Okay. Well, 2-0 JerseyBoys would have been even more biased, but hey, I would have. So I think that's it for the semifinals. Now to you both. So each of you, could you rate your season and tell me if you're satisfied or sad or whatever? What can you say about your season? Who wants to start?
I guess I'll start.
Okay.
We're at the bottom. Of course, we finished last, but there were some quite close maps. I think that we could have closed out better with a win, or like we didn't throw against Sparx. Like we had a 10-1 lead at once, and we just threw it 16-19. But I guess, yeah, we had a good season start and a good season end because we won the first map and lost the last. Those were the 2 maps we won. Yeah, in general, we had some close maps, we had some close games, but we're last. But still, we're gonna keep going.
It was it was the first ever tournament of PriFu, wasn't it? Like
at the top,
Cecil.
or at the top. Cecil we
best
play
team.
second diff, and
Yeah.
this was like, yeah, the first season at the top, I guess.
And you're a very young squad, right? Like one of the youngest, or maybe the youngest in the Swisscom Hero League, right?
I am the youngest player of my team, and the other are 20, 20, 21, and 19.
But that's pretty young, I would say. I'm not sure about the other rosters' ages, but I think that's pretty young, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty young, definitely.
And you are one of the teams that is practicing, right? You are a motivated team and all.
Yeah, I guess we practice a few times a week and we enjoy it. Like for me, a team, I have to. It's not just about playing good.
Yeah.
Like I can have players that don't always have their best performance, but I can hang out with them IRL and I can have fun with them IRL. Because at the Swiss level, I'm gonna say, or like at our level, it's not about like, are you putting in the time, or do you have the skill? For me, it's about friendship. And if a guy doesn't fit to me personally, I don't want him in the room. And yeah, I think that's always what PriFu is and PriFu will be. Just a group of friends who enjoy playing CS, but still like, yeah, have fun together out of the game.
So that you're a team that is practicing makes me want to root for you, because I hope only teams that practice win, because yeah, it would make the scene better, I would say. What did I want to say? So, PriFu, just for all the orcs, I'm sure a lot of orcs will watch this great video. If one of the big Swiss orcs want a Swiss esports CSGO team, would that be possible, or is PriFu and not?
For me, it was always about the name. I joined this team 2 years ago, and I'm still here. And I'm almost the last one from the original roster. But I think it depends on the offer.
Yeah.
Like we had 1 or 2 offers, but wasn't like it wasn't worth it, I guess. Like to switch to an org for like having, like nothing at hand, I guess. So for me, like PriFu, it's about the name.
Okay, that's cool to hear. So no, like I said, ask at the start. So you are satisfied with the season, to round it out, right?
Not entirely.
Yeah.
But all in all, you have to make the best of it.
Yeah.
Out of it.
It's the first season in the biggest league, so hey, it's not bad. You qualified. That's not something everyone did. So Schoebi, are you satisfied with your season?
Yeah,
Or sad?
kinda, I guess. It's a big 50-50 for me. I mean, we had not the best start that we could have had. We kind of did a stupid mistake before the season started. We had like a 2 to 3 week prec break, and I really don't know what happened in those 2 to 3 weeks. Players just didn't play the game very often, and it didn't really feel the same as before the break. Like a lot of stuff, just like a lot of progress just disappeared into nowhere, and it really didn't come back. I really just got no explanation for that. And the first couple of games, we just weren't us, really. I mean, like, especially when we were playing, there was a certain level of tension, I guess. And like, I'm a really sensitive player in that regards, and I get demotivated by that a lot. Like, you don't have to, like, I don't know, like say stuff like, oh, and shit. But you can still feel if someone's tilted or not. Like the way they say things, the way they call things, you just know, yeah, he's pissed. And if someone is pissed, like, I'm gonna get pissed as well. And that was just kind of the whole feeling in the first couple of games. And at a certain point, we just said, guys, like, the season's already kind of done for us. Really gotta switch something up. And at that point, we were just like, yeah, let's just try to have fun, you know? Like, maybe do a little bit of more banter, more stupid calls, just like to get the mood up. And maybe joke around a little bit, and not just, I don't know, like be flustered up in front of your PC and just play your game. And after that, like that really helped us. And the whole tension thing got away, and we could finish like pretty fairly good, I guess. So if I have to rate it, the beginning was literally shit in my opinion, but the ending was pretty good. Like, I'm not completely satisfied, but also kind of.
So can we expect both of you to be back next season? Season
Definitely.
5? Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm excited for that. So another question. So we will talk about the map system at the end. So for this question, don't answer with the maps system. So are you happy with the Swisscom Hero League Season 4 in general? Not about your performances, but about the organization, about the streams, etc., etc., etc.
In general, yes, but there's just like one point that really, really annoys me.
Don't say the maps.
And that's not. Yeah, the maps also, but like
Yeah,
another point
at the
where
end, yeah.
players the games get played out at 9 o'clock, and I gotta stand up at like 5:30 every day.
Oh
And if I have
fuck
a
yeah.
best of two at 9 o'clock, I usually go to bed at like 12:30, and then I maximum get like 6 hours of sleep. That's just like not that much, at least to me, because I still need like half an hour to get into bed and to really get tired,
Yeah.
especially after an intense game. You're just awake. You're full of adrenaline. You can't
Yeah.
just lay down and sleep. And I don't know what's hard about just starting the game at 8, like every single other tournament organizer does. I don't know why Swisscom Hero League just had to do like pull the fast one on us and just do something different than everyone else. That's just pointless for me. Because you could argument that they have to be in the studio, they have to prepare themselves and whatnot. I mean, yeah, those 5 people, but the other 10 people who have to play, they're just in a disadvantage about that. And I think that really has to change. Like, I don't want to start a game at 9. Especially if it gets streamed. You just have to wait like 10 minutes between the games so the other stream is finished. And you just delay the game for nothing. I mean,
Yeah,
many
I think.
times I went to bed at like 1:30 or something like this. And under the week, that's just way too late.
I think sometimes the games start that late because of the streams, especially. But what I don't understand, why, like you start one game or like two games you start at 8, then one game you start at 9, and one game you start at 10. Why do you not stream the game at 8 and at 10, but you stream the game at 9? Because then you just have like one map to watch, and then they finish the stream, which like doesn't really make sense to me. I would rather watch 2 BO2s than just one BO2, like one entire BO2, and then like the last half of the last map on the second BO2. It doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would hate it as well, and especially if your game doesn't get streamed. Why can't you start
especially
earlier
then?
then? Why would you wait on anyone? Your game isn't being streamed.
For me, like we got kind of lucky with that. Like we had first match against Sparx at 9, I think, and then we had like Kings and Red Instinct the same evening, and then we only had to play at 8, which is quite relaxed, I guess. Like we were quite lucky with the maps, or like with the time we were playing.
I mean, like for us, there was like just one game that started at 8. Everyone, like every single one else, was at 9, and yeah, that was kind of annoying.
So is that?
Yeah, I think especially what can be annoying is when you have like play 4 maps at one evening.
Yeah,
from 8, you're basically playing from 8 to like 11:30.
That's a
like
really
straight
event
through.
feeling.
And that's like, yeah, I can do that on a LAN, but at home when I have to go to work next day, it's just trash.
Yeah.
It's like, especially if it's not like getting streamed. Like both of our like we had play Kings and Red Instinct in the same evening, and both games didn't get streamed. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, one tiny thing that it's not recognized, but that I saw, that I got the attention from. There was always a Twitter poll where you could vote which map has to be gets to be streamed, and it was kind of funny that at least 2 times that I really know of, the voting was like 50-50-ish, or like 55-45, something like this. And in the last 5 minutes, there were like 130 votes for the other team, and it was instantly like 70-30.
Yeah.
2 times that happened. Like, I'm not really that salty because we didn't get streamed. Like, I think at least one time we really got our asses beaten, so I was glad it wasn't on stream. But at the same time, someone is just, Twitter botting around in Switzerland for a stream. Like, really? Is this really necessary? That's just, I don't know who it is. Like, I don't really have proof at all that someone is Twitter botting, but at the same time, in 1 minute, 100 votes, when in like 12 hours there's like 110 votes.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird, but I'm dropping it there. I don't make accusations or something like this. Just
Yeah,
weird.
I guess for us it was quite Like we don't really like getting streamed. Of course, it's fun to watch afterwards or something, but during the game it just puts unnecessary pressure on. Like because I noticed this for me. Because it's quite weird, but like I'm doing something, getting 2 kills, and I'm like, oh, somebody's watching the stream, right? Like that, it just gets at the back of your mind, and like it puts, for me, like yeah, it sounds stupid, right? But
No,
it just
like, I
it
agree.
puts unnecessary pressure on you.
I mean, at the same time, like you always don't do something stupid. Don't do something stupid. The caster could be like in your
Yeah,
point of view.
it's
Like it's just you're scared. Like you're even more scared to do something stupid because I mean, I got streamed like a couple of times, and when you really mess up, there's instantly a clip from it, and it gets
yeah.
spreaded around. Like I remember one time, like I whiffed 5 easy shots or something, and like not even 30 seconds later, I looked into the chat. There was already like a clip made from it, and like stuff like that. It kind of puts a pressure on you, but I like it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, it's yeah, you just have to deal with it.
I still didn't answer Jamel's question.
Yeah, no. That's good. That's good. I'm happy because I want to round it out with Schoebi first. That question, about the bots with the Twitter post. Yeah, it was very weird. I wanted to watch the Frackbox JerseyBoys series, and in the last second it switched. Like this was biggest bullshit. And also the viewers on the stream are weird. I don't think it's bothered, but
Yeah.
embedded. But it's super weird. Like the chat.
Uh,
Like I don't know if
thought at
Swiss
one
people don't
point-
write in the chat or what the fuck is happening.
No. I think at one point didn't like the ESL Swiss channel have like 2K viewers.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
insane.
I
Was it-
think
but,
I don't
did-
remember like what game it was. Was mYinsanity against who did they play?
Wasn't
Frackbox.
it against Rins? I
Against
thought it was. Wasn't it
no
the
against
quali-
Frackbox. I
Yeah.
think like on the first
Oh.
map. I was watching
On
it. It
Dust,
had
yeah.
like 2,200 viewers. And I was like, excuse me.
Yeah, from 60 to
what the fuck?
2000 in 10 seconds.
But,
Yeah, but-
I guess
but
it
after
could
the-
be that like some ESL channel hosted it. I guess.
Yeah.
Ah,
I mean, it's still like I don't
It
know if
could
it's an
be.
official partner of ESL, but I mean they're
I think it
kind
is.
of partnered. So
like, you have the-
maybe they, yeah, as Star just said, maybe they hosted something or they just made the Twitter post or something themselves and kind of lured some viewers over. But was also kind of funny that after the first map was done, it was only like instantly 600 viewers. Like it just tipped.
Yeah, but I guess
mean, at the
that's what
end-
happens when you get hosted, right?
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah, sure.
most of the viewers don't stay. But yeah, I
But
think
it was
it's quite
nice.
weird.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was nice seeing like 2,000 people watching a Swiss stream.
I
think it
remember
was great.
I opened Twitch and I wanted to like I looked at the bottom where is it and I was like wait what? I looked up and I saw like 2,000 viewers. I was like what?
I think it's good as well, but it's just a mystery for me. Like I think the stream is
Yeah.
embedded somewhere, and it's these fake viewers that aren't really viewing, but they are on the site. So, but yeah, just wanted to add that to the discussion. So is that everything you wanted to say about the Swisscom Hero League in general, Schoebi? So we would go to Dao if that's all. Expect the map.
yeah,
The
I-
map will be for later.
Yeah, I don't have that much left.
Okay. So Dao.
For me, about the season in general, I think it was quite okay. Of course, I thought it was kind of weird that it was hosted on ESEA servers, while you have like, you could have used ESL servers with the ESL client and stuff. But from anything else, I guess it was quite okay. Yeah, I don't.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have expected that, but it's great to hear that you liked the season. I thought something about communication would be said or something like that.
Yeah, like communication could be improved, especially. But like, what I think is kind of funny in the ESL Discord, like you see the bot makes an announcement about something, and like in the Discord server itself, like they didn't make an announcement. Like so, I think it was about the season start actually. Like they did a tweet, and then the bots put in the tweet of ESL, but in the announcement there was I don't think there was.
I mean,
But
you can always work on the communication part.
Yeah.
I think no like organization in general is perfect in this point of view, but I mean, I've had worse. So
yeah,
I mean, the whole organization itself, from the tournament to the servers to everything else, it was okay. Like
Yeah, like
it's not like 99 damage where the server always crashes after the first map or
yeah,
something like this.
like you didn't have any, or at least I don't know of any server issues itself, and
Yeah.
I think that is probably the most important part. That like server isn't unstable or like you have high ping or whatever.
Okay, so that's everything you have to say in general about the Hero League?
In general, yeah.
Okay, so now to your favorite part about the Swisscom Hero League, the great map system. I already have a video about the map system with Ematrion, so you can watch that. And
Yeah, I watched it.
Rittersport as well, of course.
I watched the entire thing.
Yeah, you
It's pretty
did?
funny. Yeah,
Oh,
of course.
that's so nice to hear. I'm really happy. But now we can talk about it a little bit more. So first of all, someone should give a quick TLDR of the map system. So if someone new watches it, they don't think what the fuck is
The
happening.
map system is this way that you list your best map from one, or like your best maps from 1 to 7, like worst at the bottom, best at the top, and then you send it to the admins, and one day later you get the feedback of which map you're playing. And for me personally, the problem is, first of all, you don't have any interaction between the teams. Like, okay, you could argue like 99 damage also doesn't have that because you do it on the website. But I think on the website it's way better than like have to send in a list. But also the problem is like you can waste your best pick on a map that is banned, and I think that makes it kind of stupid.
Yeah, I mean, as I said before already as well, like in every other tournament or league or whatever, there's the usual veto system where one team bans, the other team bans, like ban, ban, pick, pick, ban, ban, and then you have your decider map. It's easy. It's not like a big organization stuff that you have to do. It's still
And-
a Steam chat or something like this.
And like they are using it right now in the playoffs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It makes it
I mean,
even.
it makes it even more weird. Like, and the material like made a post where I don't want to go too deep into that. I'm not that informed, so I can't really talk about it. But the whole like he accused Swisscom Hero League of the whole like fixing games, so they could
No,
like.
no, he didn't accuse them. He
Not
said there was a risk.
It was
There was a
a
risk.
or a risk. Okay, but at the same time, there were many games where the map veto itself was just weird, where maps got played that really didn't even match the whole veto system that they created. So it's I have no explanation why they did such a weird veto system. Like none at all. It's just weird.
I guess I am not the right person to talk about. First of all, I didn't send in the list, and second of all, I don't like I didn't read into it that much like Ematrion did. And you talk to Ematrion, and I think he has the best insight. He understands it the best, and
Yeah, so if you want to watch more, know more about the map system, unless you have to say more, then you can watch my latest video, episode 5. Some self-plug. But yeah, is that everything you wanted to say about the map system?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
just stupid.
yeah, it's just stupid, and everything that has to be said, or like if you want to hear arguments, watch the other video.
That's
Because
what I like to hear, yeah.
Everything that has to be said about the map-veto system has been said in that video.
Okay, yeah, I think that's almost everything. I have no questions left. We got to 1 hour, so that's perfect. Is there anything you want to say, like, at the end? Schoebi, you can go first. You can say anything, really anything. There's nothing wrong. Even suggest a topic that we could talk about, if you have something on your heart.
You're kind of throwing me under the bus right here. Something to talk.
Or no, just something you want to say at the end, like, bye-bye.
I think I would have a fun topic.
Thank for everyone.
Okay, yeah, go for it. I
check
have
it
nothing.
out. Let's do it.
Maybe like how did or like go about your history in the Swiss esports or like in the Swiss CS:GOs? Like where did you play? When did you play there? Like I think it's always quite interesting to hear that from people.
Yeah, sure.
Would Schoebi like to start?
Yeah, why not? I guess my whole debacle with esports started like in late 2015, where I had my first LAN. It was the lock and load in Sursee. but I only went there with some real life friends and just some other guys that I just met, so it wasn't really that serious. After that LAN, like we instantly disbanded. It wasn't really a team, but we stopped playing together. After that, I joined my mates from.
Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. No.
Schoebi?
Why now? What the fuck? Should have ended the show. Okay, I hope he doesn't die completely because then the cams will be fucked up. Dao, where are you from?
Okay, I guess I got into CSGO in 2017 in school with a friend,
Yeah.
and I just played for a year. I guess started getting better, and then I went to Zurich Game Show in 2018, and I met Emma there first. Emma Trion. He was
Yeah.
like coming from the mYinsanity org to play. I remember he had Dash's T-shirt on. Like he had the T-shirt on from another player, but he came because like I guess Dash didn't have the time or didn't want to come, so he came. And then I saw him again at Switzerland 2018. I saw him again at the bar, and like he told you about this, right? I approached him, I talked to him, yeah, I saw you then there. And then I guess at that LAN I joined PriFu. And we started, like we just played together, pugs. And then in April 2019 I met through Ematrion I met the boys like Ropsy, Turtle. And the funny thing was we played matchmaking one evening, and the next evening Turtle had a game in the what's it called? Like here in Zurich versus Swifted. I think it was from Cecil actually. With villains he played like with Trader and everyone else.
No.
Oh,
fuck. Okay, the cams are completely fucked up now. But yeah, go on. I think I can fix it.
And I guess we watched
Maybe I
Turtle. I
can't.
hung out with Ropsy and Bubu, and it was really fun time. And then I got more into them, like knowing them and playing with them a little bit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we registered for the for the Swiss Esports League,
Yeah.
like in the open division. We played that season. We
Yeah.
advanced to the third challenger division, no, intermediate division. Yeah, we played that season as well. I think that first season we played was with Dark, which was playing for Flying Hish right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, we played with him for like proper like 6-7 months, and then he left after Switzerland 2019. And then we stumbled across Nirmo, and of course like at first I didn't really get why he would like to join us, because like he was way better. He had like 2,700 face at elo. Like you just noticed he had the team experience. He was good. He was great, really good player. Yeah, we started playing. Then we finished like last Cecil season. In the second div, we had to fight for a spot. Yeah, then we just played. Then this summer we lost 2 players. One just didn't become, or like wasn't really interested in the game anymore, and the other one had to leave due to work, or like to work hours and stuff. Couldn't put in the time that we would like to put in. And yeah, then we picked up Ferox and Sven. Sven being a real life friend of Nirmo, and Ferox, I just knew him a little bit, and we just played some tryouts. And yeah, I guess then it like took off with Ferox, because I didn't expect such performance of him. Like in the Swisscom Hero League qualifier, he properly carried. Like he told us he had like 3 hours of sleep and was like still a little bit drunk from last night. But yeah, he properly carried. Like he performed really, really well. With Sven being the thing, like he has 2,000 hours, no team experience, but he's great player, in like great aimer. Just has to learn a little bit on the game sense side. But like he's doing that as well. Like he's super smart. But yeah, we qualified for Swisscom Hero League against what were they called?
The team of dance, I think.
Yeah, the team of dance, which was quite a surprise for us and like for everyone else. But yeah, main reason being Ferox and I think Lucas or Nirmo stepped up as well. And yeah, I guess now we're here. We finished last, but still I think we can take a lot of good things away from the season. Then this December we have to replace Bonsai, like him being the last member of the OG roster. Me, Bonsai, Kai, Ruffy, and yeah, Dark or Wondermouse, whatever. Yeah, we have to replace him. He's going to the military for like half a year, or like the mandatory time, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, like we'll finish the current Cecil season with him, like the one that's about to start. We finish that with
Yeah.
him, and then we'll look to kind of a clean transition.
Yeah, then we will see what will happen with PriFu, right? In the future.
Yeah, I guess the name and the team will remain.
Yeah.
And I guess I will stay as long aboard as I can.
Okay.
I guess, or because for me, like I love playing under this name.
Yes.
Oh yes.
The
sure,
camps are fixed once again because I was too dumb to fix them. I'm so happy. Welcome back.
It's the internet.
Okay, now it works, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of messed up with my setup. I have to use the laptop of my friend because the webcam didn't arrive.
Oh yeah.
And because the router is placed very unstrategical in my apartment. It's like the complete other way, other part of the apartment itself. So it doesn't reach me here. So I had to do it over my smartphone, and the batteries died of the
Oh.
phone. But now it's charging. I'm connected back, so everything is good.
Good. I just
Sorry about the
finished
delay.
my entire story, so it's your turn again.
Okay, then we
Okay,
can
how
get yours
much-
as well.
How much did
You
you hear?
were you joined someone, and then I think
You played with your friends, went to
Yeah, groomers,
Jersey,
I guess.
you disbanded.
Oh no, you didn't talk about groomers yet. I don't really know that story
Oh.
actually. Groomers.
Oh, okay. Okay, we were like the Family Guys roster, what a stupid name in hindsight. And we realized that we weren't actually playing that bad compared to the other teams, so we kind of just stick around. I don't know if I mentioned or if it came through, but we didn't really prac. We just played a lot together and looked at a little bit of smokes and strats, if you
That's
can
how it
call them.
always starts.
Yeah. We went to a lot of LAN tournaments, like a lot, and we always finished like 4th to 5th place.
Who are you playing with
Like the core, if you could call it, was
Mhm.
always Julio, Skull, and the others were always kind of changing. In the beginning, we were playing with Buro, then with Davy and Fro. This was like the typical groomers lineup, I guess. Then in the beginning of 2018, I left the team. I basically just made a 1v1 transition with the Arctic Leagues lineup. There was like Turtle, Timson, Geppo, Phobia, and me. And Hira was playing with them, and she instantly joined Groomers. So we just swapped teams basically. And after, I guess, also we left Arctic with this team and played for JerseyBoys, but there we didn't really change the roster at all, or like just not big. After I left there in like mid 2018, I joined Erased with South Soldat, Hemi, Ixie, and who was it? Creech. We stick together for like 4 to 5 months or something, and then the team basically went up in smoke. And then I sticked around with South Soldat, and we built Ninja Surf together with Julio, Zule, and Kompe. That was pretty much one of my favorite teams. It was just always good times, good mood, and yeah, I mean, decent results, I guess. That died fairly quick as well in like May 2019, around ish, I guess.
Yeah, I think after the lock and load.
Yeah, exactly. That was the point where we disbanded. And then when was it? Like November, December around. Um, I was playing with Swifted, with DKH, Dudi, LeFool, and always like a random stand-in. And when we finished the Sistel, we were like, yeah, we don't really want to play in this roster anymore, but like you seem cool, so we kind of just made this trio roster. And then we got my future apartment mate, Magix, who just, I don't know, joined because we were making Wege plans anyway. So like, yeah, we're living in the same apartment, we can play in the same team, why not? And yeah, that's basically how Sparx formed. And we just saw a Facebook post of Sparx itself where they just were searching for a team. We were like, yeah, I mean, why not? And yeah, I mean, it was a pretty lucky catch, I guess.
How long were you together with Ninja Surf? Was it wait, it was Thule, Southwest,
Kompe,
you,
Juli, and
Compe,
me.
Julia.
We were playing for like 6 to 7 months or something like this.
Like for me,
Yeah, it was good.
I remember you always being like, I always had like in my memory as like a team that always existed. Apparently.
Yeah, no, we only played 4 LANs together. Yeah, that's this time of space, I guess.
Yeah, but there are
Yeah.
so many less LANs, of course, like COVID and everything. But like there are so many less LANs. Like in 2019, we had like 3 LANs or like 2. We had Switzerland, we had Lockenload, and what? Yeah, Polylan in Zurich, but that's like 150 people.
Okay, I know. Like I'm one of those people who
even
have
St.
all
Gallen,
their
of course.
like I got all my LANs on my Steam profile, so I can just fact check that really quick. But yeah, in 2019 I was only at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 LANs.
5?
That's it. Yeah.
Wait, was
It
it
was the
Event St. Gallen?
Event 12. There was St. Gallen. Then the Odyssey LAN in 3000.
That's the one.
But it's just like a tiny one. It's not really compared to event or something like this. Then the Butter LAN. That's a really, really good LAN. Just
Wait,
not
where
that big as
isn't
well.
that like in the French part?
No. Butter LAN is in Solothurn, if I'm not mistaken.
Manstia.
I guess. Yeah, around this corner. And Lockenload 11. There was the one in May. And Switzerland. Yeah, there weren't that many LANs, especially this year. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been exactly to the event Burgdorf in February, I guess. And after that, COVID happened, I guess.
I wanted to attend that LAN so bad, but I exactly like I had like planned out my holidays like 6 months in advance, and like they just put it right on that weekend when I was gone.
Yeah, it was good that I at least got a little bit of my LAN addiction this year. But yeah, it looks pretty grim for the rest of the
I
year.
wanted to go to Polylan with Rapsi and Geppo and that was like they made funny story actually. They made a replacement tournament online for the LAN where you could win tickets for the next year, or like, yeah, I guess you could win tickets for next year because they returned all the ticket money for this year. We were playing against 5 Germans and 5 Polish players for 150 people LAN in Zurich, like where you can like win a keyboard, a mouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
like we lost in the final, and it was like the Polish players won. Like they were just quite better. But yeah, but like the admin then said like if they don't show up, you get. But like why would you attend such a play in such a tournament?
I mean, maybe for the experience.
It's Switzerland.
Yeah,
Everyone wants to come to Switzerland.
True.
I would say.
True.
So, is there anything you want to say at the end? Not like another topic, but just something you want to say at the end. Like maybe say hello to your dad or whatever.
Hallo Mutter, hallo Vater. Yeah.
Luki, Schatzli, ich liebe dich.
Oh.
No, I don't have that much to add anymore.
Dao?
No, just big props to my boy C-Flash or Nirmo. He got 21 yesterday. Like we were actually celebrating his birthday here.
Oh shit! Happy
Congrats.
birthday, my boy.
No, yeah. Like
Okay.
he
Huh?
I think it's really funny. Sorry if I talk a lot.
Yeah, no
Usually
problem.
don't do this. He hates like everything publicity, everything. He hates if I like call out his name or something, or like if I post something
Let's
on
retweet
Twitter.
his stuff.
Yeah, retweet everything he tweets just to annoy.
Okay. I think
I don't
that's
know, maybe like a
Oh,
little
okay.
a little shout out
listen.
for Sparx Esports, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's what I like to hear.
Like, no, like for real, it was the first organization I ever had that really like supports their players. It's just a great communication between like the managing part and the player part, and it's just like overall a great experience to have to get to play with them, like for them, more or less. Really shout out to them.
That's what I like to hear. That's good. If you praise the orcs, they are.
We also have very good org, very
Yeah.
professional Twitter manager. I must say, definitely not me.
Top tier sponsors, of course.
Yeah, top 10. Yeah,
Martin Dew and all right.
Intel big sponsor.
Yeah.
No.
Wow. Okay, that's insane. Okay, so now that's really it. We went for 1 hour and 16 minutes. Had a technical break with shitty
Sorry.
cams, but I think no problem. But the rest of the episode was really good, I would say. So thank you both of you for coming, Schoebi and Dao, even though it's on a Sunday morning. So yeah, thank you very much to the viewers.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, with
Thanks for
pleasure.
having us, yeah.
With pleasure, my boys. So to the
Okay.
viewers, support them on Twitter and no, follow them on Twitter. Support them. Okay, you can support them there as well. Dao is even playing in the Swiss Esports League. Yeah, in the cell.
The sale.
Qualifiers today, so good luck to him. Maybe you get the rematch against mYinsanity because they are playing as well.
Yep, definitely.
So hey, good luck, my boy. And yeah, to the viewers, thanks for watching. And if you want to watch more of the best Swiss esports content and want to always know, have some cool previews of the next big matches in Switzerland, then subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow my Twitter, and then you're always up to date. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it a lot, really. And thank you for being here, my boys. So see you next time.
Else.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.